Good morning. It's 8:41 at News Radio 710 Keel. Robert and Aaron. And joining us for a couple of minutes is Shreveport's Chief Administrative Officer, Brian Crawford.
Brian, we got news this morning that former Shreveport Fire Chief Dallas Greene has died. I guess in our city, you probably would be the one that was closest to him. You worked for him for many, many years.
Yeah, a long time. And I got the word early this morning that he passed peacefully in his sleep, which was a comfort to everyone. The last time I saw Chief Greene was last week and paid him a visit to his room, and his wife Alice was there, and a sweet lady, and was able to talk with him for a little while, and that's very special to me. He hired me in 1984. He changed not only the Shreveport Fire Department, but he revolutionized the fire service in introducing things like emergency medical services and hazardous material response and emergency management when fire departments across the country weren't doing those things. He was a pioneer. He was an innovator. He was a great man that had a great life. I don't think he left anything undone at 92 years old.
Let's talk about, first of all, Dallas Greene as a professional firefighter. Tell us what kind of manager he was. You said he was an innovator, that he saw the big picture when a lot of people might not.
Yeah, Dallas was with the department for over 40 years. He was the fire chief for 24 years, which is unheard of today. In today's cycles, most metropolitan fire chiefs will stay for about 5 to 7 years maximum. So he was iconic in that way. But he also, when fire departments were just fighting fires, and that's what most people still think fire departments do, but in reality, he saw the need to bring emergency medical services or ambulance transport to the city of Shreveport and the paramedic services, so they were able to start IVs and push life-saving drugs. And he did all that in about 1983 when nobody else was doing that. And that was revolutionary, and a lot of other fire departments took note of that, and they followed suit, not just in the state, but around the country as well. He was a very hands-on manager, but at the same time, he was very empowering. He was very passionate about his trade. He was a leader who liked to lead from example. He didn't just talk, he walked it, and he lets you make your mistakes, and I did, certainly, and so did everybody else under his command. But he wanted you to learn from those things, too. But he was always there to pick you up and give you words of encouragement when you did. And that's what I remember about him most. He was very tough when I first got hired. I remember him just being, Chief Greene. He was larger than life, really.
Oh, yeah.
And but as he got a little bit older, as we all do, he softened a little bit, and he became really the patriarch for the fire department in a lot of ways. He was very active and engaged in, these awards banquets, and I still talk to him on a regular basis, as well as Chief Wolverton and a lot of the other members too. It wasn't surprising to hear my assistant say, "Chief Greene's on the line for you," even as just a couple of months ago, just to give me words of encouragement, just to give me some advice, and to be there.
How was his health? What was ailing him, and was he very alert when you just saw him recently, right?
Yeah, I don't want to get into the specifics of his illness. I think that's something that
Sure.
I'm going to leave to the family, and I think focusing on his life rather than how he died is the important thing here. And he died with grace, obviously, and he lived with such fulfillment and such overwhelming zealous for the city of Shreveport. What a great public servant! Mm-hmm. What a selfless man to give as many years as he did to the city of Shreveport and expected absolutely nothing in return. But you're going to see an overwhelming outpouring of support in these next couple of days that you have probably not seen in some time in the city of Shreveport, when people recollect the legacy that he has left behind and the indelible mark he's made not only on the fire department, but the government of Shreveport and the citizens, and making it a better place.
Brian, you said you started on the fire department, good Lord, man, in 84, so you were just a kid. What does it say about Dallas Greene as a man that you, as that kid, just starting off on the fire department, not only had a relationship with him, the boss then, but throughout your career, through your tenure as fire chief, and even to this day?
Yeah, 19 years old, getting hired. I was assigned to Station 1 after about 2 years on the department, so that's when I really started interacting with Chief Greene, because he would come in every morning, and of course the low guys on the fire department, your brother was a firefighter. We would always have to wash Chief Greene's car every day. And so Chief Greene would leave his car parked outside every day. And I'll never forget, one day it was lightly misting, and, we complained about having to wash his car, out in the rain, and then we would back it in the station. Somehow word got back to him that we had complained that we were having to wash his car off in the rain, and we washed his car for about 8 hours. the next day, and but he was but like I said, he was larger than life when I got on the fire department. It's just somebody that you looked up to, that you heard about. He was iconic even at that age. At that time, he had already been the fire chief for a long time, and his reputation preceded him. He was, his public image was one thing, and it was beyond reproach. It was impeccable. His character was unbelievable. He was just a leader among men. But when you got with him in a one-on-one situation, and you really talked about struggles, that I had personally as fire chief, when you're in that leadership position, there's not a lot of people you can talk to. You certainly can't talk to your subordinates. And so reaching out to Chief Greene and asking him for advice and what he would do in this particular situation always gave me great comfort. He always was there to lend those words of encouragement and to really tell me, he had those same struggles, and everybody that's in that position at sometimes does. And the fact that I was going to fail, but it wasn't the failure that was important. It was getting back up, dusting yourself off, and moving forward, because every great leader is built on a pile of failures at some point in their career.
Brian, thank you so much for your time. What a great guy he was.
Greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you. You knocked it out of the park. We couldn't have asked for anything better. Thank you.
What a great man he was.
Listen, his legacy speaks for itself, and I'm glad I was able to share that with you this morning and your listeners. Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thanks, Brian. Safe travels.
Bye. Robert J. Wright, Aaron McCarty, Chief Administrative Officer of Shreveport, by the way, Brian Crawford, on the passing of former Chief Dallas Greene.
Yeah.
Robert and Aaron, Keel News Radio time right now is 8:49.